Your Chase card is about to fund your Coinbase wallet. And by 2026, Ultimate Rewards will convert to USDC. Banks didn't beat crypto, they're integrating it. This is a game changer for your money. Watch to the end to see what this shift means for you.
Gary, thing number 3, JPMorgan Chase partners. I think this is the part that made me laugh, with Coinbase to fund crypto wallets. That's funny too, actually. So I guess it's just the whole headline. Gary, what do we need to know about
Yeah,
this?
it's outstanding.
What is Jamie Dimon saying now?
Yeah, so for people who aren't following the big banks, the CEO of JPMorgan Chase is Jamie Dimon. He famously, a few years ago, said he would fire anybody at JPMorgan who was dumb enough to be buying Bitcoin or buying crypto. And but for those of you who read the written version, we put something funny in here. We'll talk about the partnership in a second, but the line that was written here, I'm going to read this to you, is this deal highlights a broader market shift as major banks are becoming more tolerant of cryptocurrencies and stablecoins. I crossed that out and changed it to have found a way to profit from a fast-growing financial asset, right? I don't know that Jamie Dimon, found the light. I don't know that he's orange pilled. I think he figured out that his bank can make money from this, and it's sort of the banking version of where you where you stand is where you sit, right? If he can make money, he's in favor of it. Anyway, so JPMorgan Chase and Coinbase have come out with a joint venture. They're going to integrate cryptocurrencies into Chase's banking system. Starting this fall, Chase account holders will be able to fund their Coinbase crypto accounts with their credit cards. Now, is that really a big deal? No, not really. I have previously bought Bitcoin off of Coinbase. Don't worry, for the people in the Bitcoin community, I did not leave it on Coinbase. Never leave your Bitcoin on an exchange. You want to self-custody. But I've done that, and you just link your account to Coinbase and shift dollars in. So the fact that they can do it with their credit cards, okay, fine. And then Chase plans to allow their ultimate rewards points to be redeemed for cryptocurrency in the form of USDC stablecoins. And I think that's really interesting because we've been talking about this on previous versions of the 5 things, that these stablecoins are really a threat to the banking business. Banks are trying to make use of them. But once people figure out how to use stablecoins themselves, there's really no need to have your money in a bank. You can just self-custody. You can basically be your own bank, and you can send money to people without requiring the permission of the bank. And that's a really big deal. I've heard all kinds of stories. First of all, if you want to transfer more than $10,000, that gets reported to the government. But, there are all sorts of things where people have gone to the bank and said, hey, I'd like $3,000 of my own money. And the bank has said, what do you want it for? And like, it's none of your business. It's my money. Oh, we can't approve that. They'll hold your money. So I don't know that this is going to play out in favor of the banks, but these guys are doing everything they can to tie themselves into the fast-growing crypto space and try to make money from it. I do think it's really interesting. Earlier this year, a really smart, interesting person on the DKI board of advisors called me and said, what are stablecoins used for? And he had the idea at the time, which he's since understood is not the case. But at the time, he thought they were only used for money laundering. I said, no, these are legitimate financial instruments here. And then here we are, later this year, we've got people using, Chase Ultimate Rewards points to get stablecoins and to be able to use their money that way. So look, I like the deal. I don't think it transforms the banking sector.
Yeah, no doubt. Gary, my question to you is regarding how about Dogecoin, right? Do you have any plans to buy Doge in your bank account or any of these other cryptos just directly on platform? I think you alluded to it just in terms of wallets and your position there.
Yeah, I do not. DKI's thesis on Bitcoin is twofold. One is there is a growing institutional acceptance that's going to drive prices higher. But more importantly, we've talked about this endlessly over years. Any fiat, and fiat is a government-sponsored currency like the dollar, loses value over time. We experience that as inflation or loss of purchasing power. If any of you listening to this think about how much more your groceries or your rent or your clothing or the things that you buy cost now than they did a few years ago, that's inflation. Um, and this is done intentionally to take purchasing power away from you. And fiat will always lose purchasing power. The point of all this is with 21 million coins, Bitcoin is going to be limited in its issuance. It is the opposite of something that's inflationary. And so that's really where we are on this. We don't hold any crypto. We just hold Bitcoin. And for those of you interested in Bitcoin, it's okay to buy it through Coinbase, but please do not leave your coins on an exchange. They're not secure there. That old Bitcoiner expression, not your keys, not your coins, is accurate. We recommend self-custody. If any of you are having difficulty with that, we've published a guide for it. It's on X, it's on the DKI blog. If you can't find it, just email us. We'll send it to you. We'll let you know. This is not information that we want to try to hoard for ourselves. We want to help as many people as possible. Self-custody. You should be in control of your finances. You should be in control of your financial assets. We want to help you do that.
Yeah, Gary's got a great resource on that. And as mentioned, head on over to our website, use the Ask Gary. We can get that delivered to you, or I believe it's actually non-gated on the website and available. So just reach out. You can let us know, social media, wherever it may be.